Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field of Glory Empires as Persia. We're no longer at war with Egypt, although we haven't yet pulled out of Egypt completely. I suppose that actually means these horse guys down here did survive. I just remembered them. Better get these guys back up into friendly territory. And then we'll probably reinforce them. A couple of the Iranian armored cav survived, and a couple of the light provincial cav survived as well. But they alone do not necessarily make particularly great troops. 25 turns left to complete that mission. That mission's something I'm kind of trying to do regardless of what province is, so I'm not sure what we're missing to get it to complete, but... Okay, so it'll be a 35 large army when it's done. We may send that up here to quickly, like, hit the Scythians from the west. Who declared on us just in the waning days of the Egypt War. So aside after we haven't really got anyone up there to deal with them. We're still looking for the armor to get rid of that. I could technically build an army and just park it on there. It would work as well. Not 2 build slots. Don't really want that. That's a decent worship place with a myrrh and frankincense. Sure. Okay. Not quite enough food there in that province to get everyone off of food. But a good step in the right direction. Builders Guild next turn there. Beaver shop? Sure. Nope, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, lots of building there. You've got 2, you're gonna go up to 3. Don't really need the palisade here. There's definitely more military buildings I'd be willing to build here. Like, we're open to weapons depot here. Open to stables here. Take the zero slot anchorage. Got everything we need to get the bandits to go away. Is tempting to pick up the weapon manufacturer here for the equipment. However, this is also the farm for the territory, for the whole province, so we're going to basically build the food buildings instead. That's what the plan's going to be. It's going to be when I specialize into food there. And then it's probably going to be military is what we're going to do. Circus Maximus, 5 turns. Nothing to be built there. Open slot there. Let's do the Street Baller. And then get enough industry, hopefully get everything to finish in a turn. There we go. 1 and a 2. A couple of different choices. We're going to go Orchard here. We're not close. Well, we don't have the bonus from gold, silver, or copper, so the coin maker is a bit meh. Don't need the loyalty bonus there. This isn't the place I'm really interested in building troops. Would rather have the builder's hall if I'm going to go up to 6 infrastructure buildings. And or maybe the charcoal pile. I suppose for getting up to tier 2 agriculture, you're not getting anything better than this one, because the shepherd ranch and flax and hemp field are all basically the same. So we'll do hemp. The difference is what trade good they generate. So if you don't need the trade good, then you don't need them. Okay. 1 open building slot. build those stables. Don't really need the stables though. This is Ritual here is a medium cab. Well, actually, we'll grab the stables because of the medium cab here. We're probably not going to build it. Our national medium cab is good enough, but also gives us access to tier 2 military buildings. The academy will be done next turn. If we still have that decision, we'll activate one of the decisions related to that. Smokehouse. No spare slots there, so everything onto food if we can afford to. So nothing here, 180. So if we can, everyone on food. And the answer to if we can is nope. One of them's got to stay on infrastructure, but that's not too bad. Okay, so now we can basically do whatever we want here. Probably want orchard for the food. Get the option to pick it up. This is a place where we'd rather have sawmill than wood cutting. Don't need the stables here. Although if we got the barracks up, stables wouldn't be too bad. Don't need the loyalty bonus. We'll do the stables then. Talk myself into the stables. Watchtower, sure. Buff the military expertise ratio a little bit that way. This is probably not a place we're going to build cavalry. Probably more interested in things like the coastal fortress, Fiber in the walls, siege workshop, that sort of stuff. I'm a little bit tempted to try to reroll until we hit the paved roads, but that might take a while and isn't super productive in the meantime. Yeah, I'm gonna spinning mill then. We need a little bit more infrastructure to get that done. Say a little bit more, it's like 200 something in the province. Quite a lot. There we go. M4 fabricator. No, we're gonna go to the Soul House instead. Crafting district. And that irrigation canal should finish next turn, providing papyrus to the region. Greater area. Dyeing mill. This is one of the places where we actually have the purple. So yeah, might as well move the purple around a little bit with this. And you are weapon seeker, which we have already. Okay. Grab the large farm then. Two build slots. Grab the land expansion. Arguably, we're kind of trying to grow population here to see if that works. It may not. All the malices went away, so I can try again on That just eats the upkeep cost for the infrastructure. Chase the upkeep cost, and you have to make 5 to get us positive. No. -1 regardless of what we do. Okay. Okay, and then it would be on the idols, and there shouldn't be any idols right now. Oh, is that for you? You are an idol. I'm wrong. I'm going to work towards Builders Guild. I understand that. Although, it doesn't matter what I put you on because you don't make enough goods. Okay. Do I want to try to build the cavalry again? Probably. Wasn't this the region I got the cataracts in? I am not being allowed to build the cataracts here right now. Or, oh no, I'm just clicking the wrong. There we are. So these cost 100 equipment each to build. We have a stockpile of 100, and we produce 250, so we can build 3 of these in 1 turn. And it probably does make sense if I'm going to build a sort of a raiding party like I was doing before, just to build a big stack of this. Oh, and these guys are also mountain-heavy cavalry, just to really confuse people. Normally the cavalry don't... Oh, actually, the mountain men get a bonus in cavalry, but they get a malice in mountains? Okay. Those partially negate each other. Yeah, so these are still 5 in the mountains, so they're equivalent to medium infantry in the mountains. Okay. Anyway, we're probably gonna build more of these guys. Might just stomach and pay the higher cost and build like a full front line of 10 of them. It doesn't charge me until the next turn, so we'll wait until next turn to put more in the queue. Then let's cycle the turn. Is there anything else I want to do? Next turn we'll have the Academy, though. It's a decision if it's still around I want to click on. Building Development Focus, which is around for 7 more turns, so it should be there next turn. Not so precious iron. And the money. Yeah. Okay. Already did the select on the health of the laws. Okay. Cycling turn. Go. We're in the Alpine Mountains where the mountain men are going to thrive. So the small garrison there had no chance of success. Okay, so that trade deal finished, that one finished, that one finished. Display some more slaves. That's Crocus Legacy, that's not the one I want. And now we do have access to the building development, yes. 1 more from the 15 Possum Emporium structures are now available in our nation. There you go. Acquired some rare slaves. Caledonian exotic slaves, okay. And they're not going to do that move this turn because of the blizzard in the mountains. Anyway, at this point, this army is ready to go, although, yes, I suspect it's probably quicker for it to sail around rather than march around. You know, I'll just do that move. They'll get there in 3 turns. They shouldn't take too much damage being at sea for 3 turns. Too much damage. They'll probably take some damage. I don't want you, don't want you. We do have a buildings, or an extra building slot, so I want to pick something up. Yeah, probably this repawner. Building slot there. Oh, that's a decent market. Sure. Although that's going to be massive overkill for the construction queue. We need 50 infrastructure, and you've got that stockpiled. Yeah, okay. There we go. Market done next turn. Same sort of thing here. These are people who want to culture convert, so cold site. We don't want to upgrade this port. I built the port, we built the anchorage just because we're on a body of water, so it can count as... That's an interesting place for the port. The port's actually on this lake, but so that we can get the commerce building. I don't actually need it upgraded, because we'd be getting 3 manpower. The ability to build better boats. I don't need better boats, I don't need manpower. So that's not that interesting. For our purposes, we can build better military buildings. Don't need that. Although that's maybe tempting because that gives me access to the tier 3 culture buildings, but we can get better ones. We're better as re-rolling off into a better one. I think that's the case on all these choices. So, re-roll. And then we want to culture convert this as our gold site. Xerxes Maximus, 4 turns. It is a world wonder, so that's not super surprising. That's going to take a while to build. Better wall done in turn. A decent candle shop, getting the bonus from tin, importing wax, 15 money, 6 culture. Not a bad shot. Definitely don't want a better market than that. We're not that desperate for a 6th infrastructure building. I'd rather hit the builder's hole. Do reroll there. I'm gonna do the reroll here as well. Okay, so we're way overbuilding the province because we need a total of 120 production. We've got much more than that. That was too much. Oh, no, because there's some reserve in the things. The candle shop's fine. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Builder holding 2. You just finished the academy. That's why you're got nothing to build. Some food here wouldn't be a bad idea. It'll also help you grow again. You don't need that much extra to build a farm, I believe. Farm cost 75. You've got 92 in the stockpile, so. Extra food, because that's the thing you're going to need. So as long as that didn't take you... And it did take you negative. Okay. There we go. We're going to put one more on the infrastructure. Just because the thing's going to have an infrastructure upkeep when it's done. So don't want to be -1 when it's done. quarry here. That also allows us to do regional road later. 1-1. Would rather the brickworks. Do smokehouse. Could do it well. Is this a plane? This is a plane. And this wouldn't be a terrible place for a well. Shepherd's house. How many food buildings do I have here? I have 5. I would rather have the granary or the orchard. Yeah, the shepherd's house is not good enough. We'll take the 0 slot quant in the meantime. We did finish that great engineering school, that's good. We're starting to want some loyalty here, so let's take the noble district. Take us back into the 80s. Take the temple here. A bunch of people to convert. I don't need the loyalty bonus from the city guard. Yeah. I need the loyalty bonus there. At least the sawmill is better than the woodcutter. Grab the wheelmaker. Nothing to build here. At least not until we get more population growth. Looks to be like 2 turns off. Most of those places. Don't think I need that commerce building that badly. It's a decent builder's hall. Let's grab the builder's hall. Delicacy figs, although it's not getting the other bonuses. We're not getting dates, nuts, or honey. So I think no there. Food-wise, there's other food buildings I'd like to hit. Mainly the granary. I'd like to hit the granary. Could do the quarry. We got a decent health bonus, so the quarry wouldn't be... The health negative on the quarry wouldn't be that bad. Sure. Gonna grab the wheelmaker here so we can start fishing for the regional road. 3 slots there. We've already got the thing to get rid of the penetrable force. We're just waiting for it to do its thing. Okay, orchard is not a bad thing, though that's definitely an overbuild if the orchard. Orchard only costs like 40? Yeah. Close enough. There's massive backlog there as well, so that's fine unless we don't have the happiness to keep more people on culture. 2 build slots there. Let's grab the preserved house. 1 build slot there. Grab a major temple. We'll bring the ceramics over, which we probably don't need, but more money, more money. More money, more conversion rate. Place definitely needs the conversion rate. Right, we got a 2% conversion chance right now. Of current rate. So we actually got, I think it's like a 2.2% conversion chance. I should upgrade it to like 2.4. Expansion, it's fine. We don't think there's any net infrastructure there yet. Could grab the granary here. That'd be 21 food. That's not completely terrible. And 23 food. Even better. And nothing to do there. Okay. And then we're on to loose. No loose idols. Got you moving. We've got the cavalry on the way out. We've got the infantry on the way out. And we're probably still building... Or still contemplating building Armenian cataphracts. We can definitely afford to build more. The upfront cost isn't really much of an issue for us. So we'll build another, say, 3 this turn. And then what, it would be like 2 next to 2 over the turn after that? Yeah, okay. Then it gives a full frontage of 10. The guy coming up from here has got 2 armored cav. We probably want like 2 more armored cav. And a bunch of light cav for the backside. Actually, nomad cav wouldn't be too terrible for backline. At least until we get some horse archers, proper horse archers. And these guys are just a bunch of money. So yeah, we can definitely force out a bunch of those real quick. How many backliners do we have? 1 there, so we can recruit quite a few, right? So it's 10. We'll do say that much. Actually, skip the ones that don't finish this turn. Actually, no, I'll still take those ones. And then we'll mass that up, and that'll be a pretty hefty open terrain army. I may end up just start parking that on some of our negative modifiers first, though. Like you, if I parked it on top of here, there'd be 20% chance to turn this goes poof. That would help that region a lot. Or the siege, we don't have any place for sieging. Most of those we can just ignore, they don't really do anything for us. And we made the decision already with the building development focus. Yeah. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Send some of the recruits home for money. Then are actually going to hold on to them. Yeah, I'll turn the money into metal and money. One of the royal tombs got burnt down. Shame. Still provides culture, but all the other bonuses went away. And we probably paid like 8,000 for that, so yeah. Gonna come by our 58. How much do we need to get rid of you? 100. Get there in 2 turns. You're going to be fully recruited in 2, so we'll give you a turn. Does it have a random close fighter here? Okay. The deadly weapons will be used to arm. Okay, so that's an event spawned one, is what's going on there. Fair enough. Silver mine. Tempting. Silver mine's better than the coin minter as well. Might go with the troop parking method, get rid of you. Okay. Yeah, we'll with the silver mine. Great Forge should be done this turn. Nothing there. One building slot there. Good tannery. Sure. Or am I just better off? Probably just better off rerolling it at one of the other ones. Yeah, we'll reroll it at one of the other ones. Similar thing here. I'm gonna reroll. Hit something else. Not like the option I'm presented with. Builders Guild. Basically turning money into infrastructure. Probably worth doing. You're under siege by some bandits. How do I want to deal with this problem? There's only 2 bandits out there. I'm probably better off giving a general, telling him to exit the fort. The army. I assume that's related to the bandits. We'll regularly steal, bully the location until they're dealt with, yeah, so that occasionally just gonna get revolts until that Montar goes away. But we have done the stuff we need to make it solved, so it's just a patience solution. Do we have the patience? I think I'm going to reroll it was here as well. Not a lot of building this turn, except for the Builders Guild, which does actually arguably want the infrastructure. In that location, Circus Maximus 3 turns. Toss up between the large farm and the regional roads. I'm going to do the regional roads. As tempting as the farm is. Get that done in turn. $59 money bank, cool. We'll use the wall as sort of a reroll. It's an expensive reroll, but gets us something productive if the area ever comes our attack. Produces fish, which we don't really need unless we can get sales in the area, which is probably not happening. Don't need the weapons depot here. I could go up the line to get the perfume over here if we need the loyalty, but we don't right now. Okay, just reroll there. I believe myrrh and frankincense may be in reasonable import range from here. Well, we've got frankincense there, so less sure about the myrrh. In which case we could make you pretty decent if we could get those involved. Let's trade goods. So you get moved around at the Basilica. Okay. I was getting the bonus for as well. Yeah, it's sulfur, not myrrh. Oh, myrrh's in the next province. Alright, that makes sense. Next territory over. The necropolis. Okay, so moving myrrh is going to be painful. The Necropolis is a 2 empty slot building. As you see how aggressively I am at building, probably not going to sit around with 2 empty slots to pick up the Necropolis. Although if it does show up, I'll definitely pick it up. Just we're probably not going to pick it up anytime soon. Okay. So yeah, probably pretty easy to get the frankincense over there for the Southern culture. We don't need the loyalty. We're just going to do the reroll here. Build slot, build slot. Water. Now, don't get me wrong, the Necropolis that I say I'm probably never going to be able to build is a really good building. Like, it's a double building slot building, so it's like that's the cost on it. It takes a lot of space. Oops. We don't have anything to build here. Getting back onto making food. Grab the cold site. And then hopefully get enough people on infrastructure. Get the cold site done pretty quickly. Another 42 if we can. There we go. Cold site done in a turn. Not that desperate for tier 3 culture. I might be tempted enough to grab the furnace. Yeah, let's grab the furnace. Actually finish in a turn, even with everyone with food, that's fine. Clear water. Oops. Just click the wrong one. Go. Now that we have papyrus, we'll move the papyrus around quite a bit. How much money you're already making for papyrus? 41. Granted, it's places that we're probably buying it from over here. That's just now it's the closer location. I suppose you might have actually been buying it from Egypt. But yeah. In theory, as these guys decide they want papyrus, they can start buying it from us as well. Because I think we're the only papyrus in town. This far northwest. The AI is not necessarily that great for running off for resources they don't realize they want. So other than Egypt, we're the only papyrus game in town, except for there and there. That one's natural. Okay, so you're a natural deposit, you're a natural deposit. That's natural in Egypt, most likely. This is natural in Mesopotamia, and then there's a couple that we've manufactured. Precept house to go up the school line. With better education, they could hopefully be more virtuous. Yeah. On the other hand, I probably do want to get into paved roads, so tar workshop, yeah. Okay. Lots to build here. Street parlor. We'll do training ground for the military expertise ratio. Oh, and we've got a little surplus here, so we can move 3 off and still maintain the loyalty. bank, 36 money from the bank. Also working towards paved roads, which is nice. This is the coastal place. Getting the anchorage for the into and out of the ocean is nice. Land expansion is going to be done in a turn. Still don't really have enough people there that we think we're going to be able to get any actual infrastructure done. Street parlor or food. I think we're going to street parlor here. Try to work up to tier 2 culture. And then nothing there. Okay. Spacebar, nothing idle. No regionals I want to interact with. Let's cycle a turn. And this is against the rebels, the bandits. So we got 2 dice with a 1 base. So we're probably going to lose that exchange, or at least have a skirmish. So the flanker comes in and does the job. There we go. So we did defeat the rebels. Mountain guys up in the mountains doing their mountain stuff. (10 vs 6), 6v2, yeah. That's a pretty easy victory, I think. Yeah, 4-4 damage, 4-4 damage. So that's the sort of damage expectation you think bring down Spartans. Granted, you probably wouldn't get that damage output against Spartans in this war terrain, but does some work. And the Danes are now a glorious sect. You're asking for an alliance. I'll accept an alliance. Displace some slaves. I can buy extra construction materials, which we'll do, because we've got a bunch of money sitting around. We're gonna bolster colony. We can do it along that border, or we can do it along this border, which is probably where we need to do it. So your modifier I can fix. So yeah, probably want to do it there, because we already have sheep there. And part of the bolster colony is it puts sheep in the location. So let's do it there. We can get some sheep to add to that location. Infantry unit may have been improved. Okay. So a question that I sort of proposed to myself is, do I want to sail up there? Taking a little bit of effectiveness damage on the voyage, but not too bad. The other ones are slower, so they'll probably take a little bit more. So we probably at least want to get up to a location where we're going to port to set out from. Oh, that's an anchorage. That's barely going to help. You better port. Yeah, that's a better port for them to set out from. I can send them north. That batch of cavalry is basically done. I'm actually surprised it can take you 2 turns to get there, but do that. We'll try to get these guys merged up. See if they get up to the requisite amount. Some of these guys out a little bit early. In case they don't, they'll get there in 4. And then the next batch will be out next turn. Bringing that up to the full combat stack size. And yeah, that'll be done next turn. 3 open slots in the capital. Trade house, no. If we need loyalty, that wouldn't be a terrible racing track, but it's not a good one either. Massive walls isn't a problem. Definitely go massive walls. Basically a 0 slot reroll. Making the garrison better. Sure. That's fine. A little bit of build there. Oh, I don't need to convert these guys. Let's grab Quarry then. Operation Tribune. And then try to get them to build reasonably quickly. That can sometimes be a bit hard, but, you know, you can try. Okay, Tribune will be done in a turn, Quarry is in 2. This is a place where I want the armor for the equipment to build counterfacts quicker. Same sort of thing with the weapon depot. That's stockpile, so that's the amount we can hold on to when we're not actively making it. So we're thinking of like putting 2 turns worth of construction into something. More bonus experience to the unit. Although that's arguably slowing down getting more food buildings. Although I'm not hitting the ones I want. I want the farm. I'm not actually sure what the other one I want is. I want the farm at least. But we'll take what we're getting there with the barracks for the moment. Place is food positive, so it's not the end of the world if we're not getting food. Specifically in that location. Rex Maximus, 2 turns. Grab this old house. I'm gonna grab the bank here. We're working towards enough commerce buildings so we can try to do paved road. Or find a paved road later. And assuming you got the gold, the bank's one of the better gold buildings. Okay. Or money-making buildings. That's fine. Doing the bank again. There's ways we can get the wool in there and then make it 20 and then it'd be decent if we did that. Sure. I have the quarry so I can have the infrastructure building to build the public works up. This is the place where we do want to do the hassling, so you can see needs coral, but that's a little good, so that's not a problem. Provides, I think, a little bit better culture than the temple does. Doesn't provide conversion bonus, so you don't really want to build those places where you're actively converting people, but provides food, provides culture. No other real drawbacks. The drawbacks is it's not a temple. And I'm also not sure if it's applicable to upgrade to... Yeah, I don't think it upgrades to the major temple, so you're skipping on the opportunity to gain the major temple. Not really the one we want, but I can make it work. Like that's fine. We do need coal being made every couple occasions. Ceramics maker. Yeah, probably good enough. We got a little bit of overlap, so one's over here, and technically the other one's in Armenia. So, in theory, that's not giving us ceramics any place we didn't already have it, but it's giving us a 6th commerce building. It's a decent commerce building. Okay. Regional road. We want like done now. We're already building the Circuits Maximus, but don't need it in 2 places. Because you can't have it in 2 places. The place that gets it done first is going to keep it. It's a decent market there. We'll take that market. There we go. Paved road. So the big bonus there is the +1 trade range. It's also bigger commerce bonus. Also import stone. You need to move stone around. It's also reasonably expensive. Even with everyone in that province making infrastructure, it's going to take 4 turns. Yeah, probably want the Orchard of the Granary. I'd like a better commerce building. Do the wall upgrade is effectively a reroll. Yeah, we want an orchard building like that one. $17. Something like that. Okay. Open space there. Regional road. We'll get it done in turn. That's cool. Lots to build here because we've got a decent amount of population growth. We can now build the preceptor house out here because we've got papyrus, so we'll do that. Temple. Although that's competing with the gold mine. Yeah, we're going to do the gold mine. Do the house on the temple here. At the moment, we still probably want more conversion. A 12% conversion chance here, so. Coastal market, fishing. Yeah, we'll do the coastal market. That'll give us access to the tier 3 commerce buildings. Still the large quarry. It's basically a reroll in that case, but. Well, I suppose I should probably grab the islands off the coast here, Lesbos and Chios. Because they are part of that province, and they'll just slot right in and give us more production there. 2 open slots there. Local trade good is olive. Cool. So I got carom shops, not a bad idea. Major temple, we can import ceramics. That's pretty sensible. Not sure where I put the province capital. There's the province capital. So we'll get the ceramics bonus there as well, which is good. And that finishes the major temple in a turn. Yeah, we did do reroll there. We get enough loyalty there yet? No. 3 slots there. Grab the land expansion. Making it 4 slots when it's done. You need to get that one person on food. Those will all be done 3 turns. Nothing really to do there, although maybe we can move some guys back from food to production. Yeah. 3 there. Yeah, we probably do want the port, even though that's not going to eat one of the slots. Which isn't necessarily a problem, not eating a slot. We might be able to get production positive now. Looks like one of the places grew. Ah, yes, a glorious 1 positive production. Which, because it wants to divide it 3 ways and that rounds down, produces no production. Okay. So we probably need to get rid of the trouble with that caverns if everything's going to work right there. Ghost of War is done next turn. 3 open slots in Iberia. Let's go Cult Site in Iberia. Okay, and then diplomacy-wise, you're still 35? Let's give them a gift. We want to try getting them up to 50 so we can integrate them. We just agreed to a... No, we just agreed to their alliance, so we can't integrate them yet. What's your opinion? 29. That's enough to get cooperation with you? Got cooperation going with you. So Saba's the only one that's kind of being a little bit of grump. So cooperation, and again, stop wanting my stuff, please. Exchange, I'll give you some money. They want more money. Okay. Let's actually do the 4K and then give you some metal. Sure. We'll take that gamble. Okay. And then, no regionals I want to do. No. Let's cycle the turn and we'll see. How the situation evolves. Okay, army has landed. And in the mountains, they shouldn't have any real problems. Or in the hills here, they shouldn't have any problems. 8v2, yeah. No, that's not going to be a problem for them. Or for us to win. After the close fighters are no immortals, but they are a lot cheaper. Alliance has been secured between Persia and Colchis. Okay. Now, the thing that will be the real question. want to become a client state. We sent money to them. Okay, so if you now... They're now up to 50. Okay. So transaction there. How expensive will this be? The answer is yes. Be very expensive. Okay, so we can't integrate them anytime soon. They're only one province, they're only one territory, so we're just gonna have to wait for a bit. Okay. Rhea and its majestic river. So naval Rhea, naval unit to Ostia Rhea. Right. Oh, okay. So we're gonna do that just because it's just something we can do. I don't actually have a lot of metal. I'll hold on to the metal. We might sell it to people. Okay, so that was basically a quest to send a boat to there. I can do that. A lot of other nations wouldn't be able to do that because they wouldn't have any boats on the Caspian Sea. But today we can do that. Okay, and this is probably a good place to put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break to go make a new cup of tea. Because this is, well, in this case, this is the end of the third part. I tend to go get a cup of tea every 2 parts, is how it usually goes. I only had half a cup of tea when I started the stream today, so we're running a little bit slower than normal. So until next time, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.